All right, it is chilly today.
Yes.
We're all bundled.
I know, I should have put pants on.
Yeah, it's the very end of October. And interesting that we're getting towards November and Thanksgiving, and look who's coming over here to visit.
Hi, you guys.
Of course, these are our pets. So these are doing nothing but
Hi, pretty
having
girl.
a good time. We've had a busy week. So what have you been up to?
I had gala here this week, and we got 3 beds planted with some garlic and onion.
What kind of garlic and onions did you plant?
So we planted the Etoy onions that we harvested in the spring. And then, hi Meredith, you wanna come say hi? And then we planted the garlic that we harvested in the spring also, and those were a soft neck. I can't remember what they're called, like
California white.
California white soft necks. Yeah.
And those are from last year, so we harvested all of those ourselves and replanted. Haven't come up yet, but we're hopeful, so we'll see how those do, especially the Etoys, because the Etoys get really dry over the summer, and so we'll have to see how those come up and maybe have a few available for folks.
Yeah.
If they do well.
We'll see. We got some more baby chicken, so we ordered some more layers.
Yep, so we had lost a few. We finally figured out, we think, what it is. And we think they were actually...
Ow, girl!
kind of like her, attacking each other.
Ow!
Yeah, you did really good, Meredith. So yeah, we actually saw it this morning. So we're having issues with them really attacking each other. So is what it looks like.
Yeah, so we had one that looked like was egg bound, the first one that we found, and then we've had several since, and we were thinking it was the same thing, but I think somebody is actually killing, one of the other chickens is actually killing other chickens.
Yeah, so we're gonna keep an eye on that. But we did go ahead and let them on pasture because the pasture is coming along. You did the first cut on the pasture this week. The pasture looks fantastic. The areas that were a little patchy look a lot better. And I figured we could always fence them off if we need to. So we wanted to go ahead and get them out on pasture, give them some more space, just so they had a chance to pretty much get away from each other. So I've heard it say that the scariest thing on the planet would be a 6-foot tall chicken, because they would kill you. It would be dangerous.
Okay.
So the baby chicks are doing really good. So we took care of them this morning. They're coming along really good. They really like that nice the warmth of the outbuilding. That was definitely probably the best move. We've had fantastic success with that brooder and lost very, very few. Well, we've had ducks, turkeys, and several sets of chickens in there with very, very few losses.
Yeah.
You guys know we raise pigs here for folks in and around the Phoenix area. We're raising 21 pigs this year for everybody. Now, one of the things we like to do with our pigs is we leave them on a specific space or piece of land for a month or two, and then we move them. We want to shift them off of that just to lower the disease pressure and that kind of thing and make them more comfortable. When they're really small, we have them in this smaller pen. It's basically a 32 by 32 foot pen, so a couple of pig panels put together in a square. Plenty of space when they're small to keep them easily contained. And then as they grow bigger, we want to move them onto larger areas and then be able to kind of clean up behind them. So what we're going to be doing today is establishing their second area before we move them on to their third. So the area that we're going to be looking at is the area immediately adjacent to this one. We're going to be increasing the size from a 32 by 32 to a 32 by 48, so give them a little bit more space, but still be able to easily keep them contained, easy to get to, easy to feed, easy to clean up after, before we get them into their final larger pen. out there. Want to put money on it? What? Why not? I think sex is a good bet. Here, pig.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we were able to get the pigs moved yesterday. Got a good shot this morning before the wind came up too much of the expanded area that the pigs are into. We got a couple of small things that we need to go back and wrap up to get the original section cleaned up and also make sure we cover the water. What was funny this morning is we needed to empty the water. We completely forgot to limit how much water we were putting in the IBC tote in the original area where the pigs were. So this morning we had to go over and help to release some of the water. We got about 120 gallons in there or so. So we're gonna release enough so that we can lift that up with the tractor, and then we'll utilize that water elsewhere on the farm. But figured out a way to use duct tape. And then Lori, you needed to use duct tape for something else this morning. What was that? Can I see that real quick? Come on over here. Let's see that. So we always have these you know you're a farmer win situations that come up. So we've got the duct tape, right? And we are holding the nipple drinker down, that where the pigs are.
Yeah.
And you said what?
Well, Meredith had pecked me this morning on my thumb, and it's been bleeding ever since. And we were back by the pigs, and I had my gloves to put on, and I didn't want blood all over them. So I said, can you just get me a piece of duct tape and duct tape my thumb?
This is one of the many reasons I love you.
And you can see it's like bleeding still.
Yeah. Yep. So maybe we'll get a real Band-Aid. The house is right there.
Well, yeah, but we did this way back there by the pigs. I didn't want to walk all the way up front to get a Band-Aid to walk all the way back there. So it worked.
Yet another use for duct tape, and you know you're a farmer win. You be the honors on this one.
Yeah. I don't know if I trust myself.
I'll tell you what, pretty damn sexy girl with a power tool, I'm not gonna lie. Just put it right up against it.
Just shy.
And it's okay. Doesn't have to be perfect. Not for this project. Go ahead.
You want me to do that again?
Of course. Everybody wants to see you use power tools.
That end.
Here, why don't you do the marks? So what do you think? Maybe every 4 inches? A couple episodes back, we showed you the installation of our outdoor sink. Now, you'll remember this sink was actually from inside the house. We did a little bit of remodeling there with our kitchen island. They were able to salvage the sink and the granite countertop. We used that as a temporary sink while they finished, and then moved it into its permanent home here right next to the berry patch. I want to give you guys a quick shot of the area that we were in. Now, the shot that you're seeing was less than 4 years ago, so it's just a little over 3 years ago. This was a completely bare patch of desert ground. We showed you how we were prepping these areas in order for us to plant some blackberries out. All we did was just put down a little bit of compost, a whole lot of wood chips, and started watering that in. Here we are a couple of years later, 2-3 years later, and we've got this beautiful blackberry bed behind us. So what you saw us doing today was taking the actual outflow from the sink. So essentially what would normally go down into our septic system, we're now actually piping down into this blackberry bed. Because as we utilize this sink, we want to make sure we're utilizing the gray water for something productive, and that's blackberries. So we'll be adding some additional moisture and spreading it evenly, at least more evenly, throughout this bed, which will give some additional moisture to our blackberries even when we're not irrigating. So one of the things I love about this area here, we were talking about it a moment ago, was what this looked like, less than 4 years ago, because we had our 4-year anniversary of being on the farm. That just happened this month, still the end of October. And I think it was the October 19th of 2019 is when we actually moved onto the property. Where we're standing now was completely dirt. There was nothing here. And then to see this around here now, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And you know, the production that we get off these, just amazing production.
Goodness. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, on these blackberries. We've got some things going on next weekend. So if you guys are seeing this today, it's actually happening today, if I'm not mistaken. So just an event that we have here. One of the things I wanted to mention for those of you here in Arizona, if you ever wanted to come out and visit the farm or buy anything that we sell, you want to make sure you join our customer email list. You can find a link to our website down below, or just Edge of Nowhere Farm, Eon Farm, either one of those .com will get you there, to make sure you guys are here for all of our events. We'd love to see you here. So just want to thank you for joining us today. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. We cover a lot of things here on this newly established functioning farm, and would love to see you on a regular basis. If you have any questions or comments, those go in the
comment section down below.
And our Amazon shop, I'll leave a link down in the description. That's a free, painless way to help support the channel. If you start with the link down below, it doesn't matter what you buy, you help to support us here. So just want to thank you for joining us today and remind you, if we can farm on the edge of nowhere,
so can you.
Oh, maybe not. I love that Band-Aid you got on. That's a lot better. Remember I was giving you a hard time about the, the scissors? And we want to use the modern version? That's the modern version of the hacksaw, yeah. We cover a lot of things here on this newly established functioning farm here on the... Oh, how do I start over?